Nobody expected this moment. Not from Jamal Robert. Not from the man who spent years smiling through pressure, laughing off insults, and pretending that fame didn't weigh him down like a bag of bricks strapped to his back. One minute, he was sitting on stage during a live panel interview, answering those polished, safe questions like every celebrity is trained to do. And the next, everything changed. His eyes shifted, his voice broke, and before anyone could stop him, Jamal snapped. Not in anger, but in truth. Raw, unfiltered truth. And the entire room froze. Because this wasn't a PR moment. This wasn't a storyline. This was a grown black man tired of shouldering silence, tired of pretending things were okay, tired of smiling at people who treated him like furniture in the same industry he helped build. And when he finally spoke, really spoke, the whole world had no choice but to listen. Within minutes, clips of his speech spread everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, podcasts, group chats, gossip pages, everyone was talking about Jamal Roberts. Some were cheering him on like he was a hero. Others were uncomfortable, angry, defensive, like he said something forbidden. But the truth is, he didn't say anything that millions haven't been trying to say for years. He just happened to say it with cameras rolling. But here's what nobody realized in that moment. Jamal didn't blow up because of one interview. He didn't break because of one rude comment. This wasn't sudden. This was years of pain building up inside him like a pressure cooker. And eventually, something had to give. And tonight, we're going to talk about what led up to that explosion. The racism he never talked about publicly. The disrespect he swallowed just to keep his career afloat. The betrayal from people he trusted. And the moment he finally decided enough was enough. Because you're about to see a side of Jamal Robert that the cameras never captured. The side that Hollywood didn't want you to see. The side he tried to hide, until hiding became impossible. Before he was a trending topic, before he became a headline, before the world put him in a box and labeled him as the one with the smooth voice and the charming smile, Jamal Robert was just a kid with big dreams and a heart that bruised easily. He grew up on the east side of Montgomery, in a neighborhood where talent was everywhere, but opportunity was rare. His mother, a nurse who worked double shifts, used to say he sang before he could talk. His father wasn't around much, but when he did show up, he'd tell Jamal, "Son, your gift is bigger than this place." And Jamal believed him, even when life tried to convince him otherwise. Money was tight. The lights got cut off more than once. His mother juggled bills like a magician, trying not to drop anything. But Jamal kept singing. In school hallways, at church, on street corners for fun. His voice was the one thing nobody could take from him. At 17, he auditioned for a small local talent show, just something for exposure. But as soon as he opened his mouth, the room went silent. People who came out of boredom suddenly sat up straighter. The judges went from relaxed to shocked. And that night, Jamal walked home with a trophy and a belief that maybe, just maybe, he had a chance. 3 years later, he landed on a reality TV singing competition. Not a huge one like The Voice or American Idol, but big enough to get people talking. And talk they did. The audience loved him, his voice, his story, his charm. He didn't even win the show, but he came out more popular than the actual winner. His social media exploded overnight. That's when Hollywood noticed him. At first, everything felt like a dream. Meetings, interviews, brand opportunities, studio sessions. The kind of life he used to imagine while sitting in his overheated bedroom at home with a fan blowing in his face. But fame is a tricky thing. It offers you everything while quietly taking pieces of you at the same time. Before long, Jamal started seeing the cracks. He'd walk into meetings and watch people's eyes slide past him like he wasn't even there. Producers would call him urban like it was a compliment, but say marketable when talking about the lighter-skinned contestants. Makeup artists made jokes about his skin tone not matching the studio lights. Wardrobe assistants touched his hair without asking. And if he complained, suddenly he was difficult. But he took it. Because every time he wanted to speak up, his manager would remind him, "Jamal, don't make waves. You're this close to breaking big." So, he stayed quiet, smiled, performed, survived. But surviving comes with a cost. Jamal always said the industry didn't break him all at once. It broke him little by little. Like the time a producer told him his music was too black for mainstream, but not black enough for urban radio, leaving him stuck in a no man's land he never asked to be in. Or the time another artist, a white newcomer with half his talent, got a massive marketing rollout, while Jamal's project got buried under other releases. Or the night he overheard two executives joking about him at a private event, saying, "He's good for diversity points." Like he wasn't a human being, just a box to check. But the moment that really cracked him happened 2 months before the infamous interview. It started with a show he'd been promised. A major streaming platform had supposedly picked up an unscripted series built around his life, his music, and his journey, something that could finally launch him into the mainstream spotlight he'd been working toward for nearly a decade. He was excited. His team was excited. His family was excited. They started filming early concept reels. They scouted locations. They talked budget. Everything looked perfect. Then one Tuesday afternoon, Jamal got a call. And just like that, it was gone. A producer, not the one who pitched the show, not the one who loved the idea, but some executive Jamal had never even met, said the network decided to pivot in a different direction. And the different direction was a show centered on a younger, white TikTok influencer who had never sung a day in her life. They felt she was more relatable to the target demographic, the executive explained. Relatable. The word hit him like a slap across the face. He asked what demographic they meant. The executive didn't answer. They didn't have to. Jamal hung up, walked into his bathroom, closed the door, and stared at himself in the mirror for a long time. He didn't cry. He didn't scream. He just felt tired. Bone-deep tired. But the real firestorm started during a live studio interview. The host, looking for a fun viral moment, asked Jamal one of those subtle but cutting questions. "So Jamal, some people say you play the race card too much. How do you feel about that?" The audience chuckled awkwardly. His manager shifted uncomfortably off stage. And Jamal froze. For years, he swallowed comments like that. But something about the timing, the pressure, the years of disrespect, the canceled show, all of it collided at once. He took a breath. Then another. And then he snapped, not with anger, but with honesty. "I'm tired," he said. "Tired of pretending everything is fine when I'm pushed aside in rooms I earned my way into. Tired of being labeled difficult for speaking up. Tired of watching opportunities get handed to people who have never struggled the way I have." The host tried to interrupt. Jamal didn't stop. "For years, I've dealt with racism in this industry. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind. The kind you can't point to because it hides behind pretty words and fake smiles. The kind that tells you you're good, but not good enough for them." The room went silent. The cameras kept rolling. People at home leaned closer to their screens. And Jamal kept going. He talked about being underpaid, being sidelined, being tokenized, being underestimated, being treated like he should be grateful for scraps. He talked about the canceled show, the comments about his skin, the coded language used by executives, the way people acted shocked whenever he stood up for himself. "I'm not angry," he said. "I'm exhausted, and I'm done pretending I don't see what's right in front of me." And for a moment, nobody moved. Not the audience, not the host, not even the producers frantically waving behind the cameras. The truth hit too hard. The clip hit the internet within minutes. And that's when everything exploded. Some people praised him, called him brave, called him real, said he spoke for every Black artist who ever felt invisible. For every person who worked twice as hard for half the credit. For everyone tired of playing polite in rooms where respect was optional. Others attacked him immediately. They called him ungrateful. They called him dramatic. They called him another angry black man. Brands paused campaigns. Networks panicked behind the scenes. His manager begged him to clarify his statements. But Jamal didn't take any of it back, because the moment he spoke up, something inside him shifted. A heaviness he'd carried for years suddenly felt lighter. It didn't fix anything, but it finally had air. The people hurt the most were his family. His mother cried quietly, worried that telling the truth might cost him everything he worked for. His sister defended him online until she could barely sleep. His cousins called asking if he was okay. For the first time in his career, his fame felt like a burden instead of a blessing. And Jamal? He felt exposed, vulnerable, but free. Because silence was suffocating. But honesty, even painful honesty, was oxygen. What happened next surprised even him. Instead of fading away or being blacklisted, Jamal's speech sparked a wave. Other artists began speaking up. Dancers, writers, producers, assistants, all sharing stories they had buried deep. Suddenly, the industry was forced to look in the mirror, a mirror it avoided for years. Networks released statements. Brands scrambled to show support. Organizations reached out wanting to collaborate. Not because they cared, but because they were scared of being on the wrong side of history. But here's the part that matters. Jamal didn't break the industry that day. He broke the silence. He reminded the world that you can only push a person so far before the truth comes out, whether you're ready for it or not. And his truth became a spark, the kind that lights a fire others didn't know they were allowed to ignite. Today, Jamal isn't just a singer. He isn't just a reality star. He isn't even just a viral clip. He's a symbol of what happens when someone stops shrinking themselves to make other people comfortable. He's proof that sometimes you lose opportunities, connections, and fake friends, but gain your voice in the process. And if there's one thing Jamal wants people to take from this moment, it's this. Don't let anyone convince you that your pain is imaginary just because they're not the ones feeling it. Because truth, once spoken, cannot be unsaid. And for the first time in a long time, Jamal Robert isn't afraid of who hears it.